Hi, this is your CMRU.ca entertainment. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexander Brody.
And I'm Jasmine Vicarious. Today's top stories include a podcast here on campus that helps launch some young musicians.
Holly Roberts introduces us to One Bad Baby, and she tells us about a Jonas Brothers family reunion.
And how much screen time is too much for your kids? We'll tell you what the experts have to say. A podcast here at Mount Royal University is giving young local artists a platform. Everybody involved, the focus is on being authentic. Trevor Chambers explains.
You know how it is.
Token Orlando, who goes by the stage name Some Kinda Token, is an up-and-coming hip-hop R&B artist in Calgary. He has been writing and producing music since the age of 10. It wasn't until recently that he started taking his music career more seriously.
But I started taking music more seriously around when I turned 17, and I'm 20 now, so I'd say I've been doing it seriously for about 3 years.
Struggles that up-and-coming artists face is getting exposure for their work. That is where the Sweetie Treaty Show comes in. The show has been providing a venue for local artists to promote their work. It was important for them to highlight artists, but also maintain their authenticity.
It's the show has its own vibe because we're ourselves when we are here.
Artist Some Kinda Token appreciates this aspect of the show and understands the importance it holds for local artists.
It's just given me such an excellent outlet to let me be myself, and I just find that super important to me. So having shows like this, it allows people to really know about these artists and some of what they go through and why they do what they do.
Keep your eyes and ears open as the Sweetie Treaty Show continues and local artists like Some Kinda Token make a name for themselves. Trevor Chambers, CMRU.ca News.
Photography lovers can see some award-winning work here on campus. It's part of the citywide Exposure Photography Festival. Jasmine, you actually had the chance to go speak to some photographers and organizers at this event.
Yeah, I did actually. I went and saw a couple different galleries. It's really awesome how many amazing photographers we have in this city. Jarrett Edmond is one of the organizers and photographers for Alberta's Exposure Photography Festival. He hopes to generate interest for some of the local Calgarian photographers.
It's a beautiful city full of really talented people, and a lot of that work and a lot of that effort is on display at the festival.
Edmond is an experienced photographer, but the recent cold snap in Calgary has made it more difficult for him to do his job.
Most of my work I do is outside or in the street, so that becomes a challenge, but that's part of Canadian identity, and you'll find that a lot of work at Exposure deals with these elements of Canadian identity and how they intersect with weather and intersect with climate.
The Exposure Photography Festival is held at a number of different venues across the city of Calgary, much like this coffee shop here in Mission. This festival is a great opportunity for local artists and photographers to showcase their work. David Yun is another organizer and photographer for the festival. He says he's seen the festival grow within the last few years.
It feels bigger than it's ever been in the last 2 or 3 years that I've been going to it. So from the scope of how many galleries are involved to what type of artists to what type of photography, so that's a pretty big change.
Exposure Festival is happening during the entire month of February. For more information on the festival and upcoming events, visit www.exposurephotofestival.com.
Now we're joined by Holly Roberts with What's Trending in Entertainment News. Holly, I understand a Bad Baby is on its way to Calgary.
Yes, Bad Baby is performing tonight right here in Calgary. The teenage rapper first rose to fame back in 2016 when she appeared on Dr. Phil saying, "Cash me outside, how about that?" Since then, she signed a record deal with Atlantic Records. She released an album last year and a total of 9 singles so far. If you want to cash her inside McEwen Hall, tickets are $35. How about that? Doors open at 7 and the show starts at 8. Also making big news, the Jonas Brothers have reunited after over 5 years of being apart. The boy band dropped their new single, Sucker, last night. From Monday through Thursday next week, they'll be starring on The Late Late Show with James Corden. Coming up next week are some pretty cool events happening right on our doorstep here in Here at MRU in Wickham House, we have the Community Mobile Food Market next Tuesday from 12 o'clock to 1:30. They bring a variety of fresh food, bread, eggs, fruit, and some non-perishables too. And then taking place on Tuesday and Wednesday from 3 to 5 o'clock is the gender-affirming clothing swap in Z224 of Wickham House. Outside of MRU, you can check out the Parkour Combat Archery event this Saturday at 6:30 p.m. This mix of parkour and archery will be held at Breathe Parkour Calgary. Ticket prices are yet to be announced. As well, Calgary's Sugar Festival will be running both Saturday and Sunday. Heritage Park will be hosting the event with tickets on sale between $10 and $15. And that's it from me. I'll bring it back to you guys. What do you think?
Thanks, Holly. Wow, that Bad Baby's really made a career for herself.
Yeah, you can catch me at that concert tonight. How about that? How much screen time is too much? Researchers in Calgary suggest that too much might hurt a kid's brain development. Ryan Robson spoke to a concerned dad about that, what he noticed.
There's the aspect where I'm kind of nervous because we never taught him to go into YouTube and search for specific shows, or when an ad goes on YouTube, we didn't teach him to tap the skip button. He does that. He learned that all on his own.
New research echoes Facette's concerns. Psychologists at the University of Calgary warn parents of young children excessive screen time can impair mental and physical development. The research looked at 2,500 children in the Calgary area and found that by the time they entered school, a quarter of them had failed to meet developmental targets.
We allow it, after he's come home from daycare, maybe he has a snack and he goes on those YouTube channels.
Researchers found that children spend in excess of 3 hours a day on screens. But the lead author of the study remains optimistic. She believes research like this allows for parents to be better prepared. Her advice? Set time limits, watch with your child, and encourage physical activity. Though you should think twice before eliminating screens entirely. Research out of the UK states screen time teaches children valuable digital literacy skills, and priority should be given to educational and interactive content.
Try and put the effort and energy into finding that balance. What is too much and what is enough.
Ryan Robinson, CMRU.ca News.
Screen time isn't the only research being done when it comes to the developing brain. The Child Development Lab at Mount Royal University is leading the way in child research.
Hands-on labs like this one are important in developing the learning of students of all ages. This lab helps students by giving them a space to apply theories they've learned in class.
Recently, this lab has undergone some major upgrades. There's a two-way mirror that students in the Bachelor of Child Studies program use to monitor kids.
Due to an anonymous donor, we have a fantastic technology in this space that provides cameras and recording capability. And with that system, the IVS technology, we're able to have the students record either themselves working with children or children specifically.
25 kids can play in the lab, and 25 university students can monitor them through the two-way mirror.
He's a student by day, but an up-and-coming musician outside of school. Dane McLean introduces you now to Adam Ambrose, who's getting some unexpected attention lately.
Adam Ambrose is a 23-year-old psychology major in his third year at Mount Royal University. Adam has balanced his student life while chasing his dream of becoming a professional singer-songwriter for the last 2 years. In the recent weeks, Adam has seen his music career launch into unexpected and exciting territory. From recording amateur videos in his bedroom to working with professional videographers and recording with well-known producers.
Joining me in studio, 23-year-old Adam Ambrose, Calgary songwriter and musician. Morning, how are you?
I'm doing really well.
I bet you are doing really well. You've got to be super excited with all the attention that you're getting right now.
Oh yeah, I'm, I don't know, it feels kind of like a dream, but it's super cool.
My recent success came from Spotify. They have this thing where you can submit your songs to be considered for Spotify curated playlists, and I took a chance and did it, and My song Relax ended up getting on New Music Friday for Canada, Egypt, North America, and then it got on the general one, which is like all around the world, which had like, I think 3 million people that followed the playlist itself. And I went from like 60 streams to 4,000 in just a day. And now it capped around 100K, and then I got put on this thing called a contemporary blend, and I get about like 2K streams a day now, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's where my recent success came from. It was just Spotify noticing me and being like, hey, here you go.
And relax, 'cause baby, I'll be right back. Life will keep you on track if you just relax. And relax, maybe we're moving too fast. Don't let this moment be your last. And relax. Whoa, whoa, bum bum dee da dum, dee da dum.
Dan McLean, CMRU.ca News.
That's it for your CMRU.ca entertainment news. I'm Alex Brody.
And I'm Jasmine Vicarious. Have a great weekend, Calgary.